Okay, so in this video, I just wanted to show you how you can create a quiz on Brightspace and then you can connect it to your grade sheet. So all you have to do is you have to go to your particular course. So I'm going to my sandbox just to demonstrate how this can be done. So just imagine that this is your course, okay? So all you have to do is go to Tools and then you click on Quizzes, okay? Now this is going to be a new quiz, so I click on new quiz and then I'm going to name the new quiz the United States. Okay, so that's going to be the new quiz and I'm going to start adding questions. Okay, now you can import questions from the question library if you have one, but since this is a new quiz, I don't have questions in the library. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding questions. So add new question. So also you can select what type of question is this. Is this a true or false, multiple choice, multiple select? So I'm going to choose my favorite one, which is the multiple choice questions. Okay, so here is the question. So which one of the following is not a state in the United States? So here are my answers: Pennsylvania, then Scranton, then California, Ohio. So here are my choices, and you can also select the answer. So the question is, which one of the following is not a state? So I believe Scranton is not a state. You can also randomize the answer order, which means that each student is going to get these choices in a different order. So I don't want to select that now, and I click save. So the question and the answers, everything is saved. Now I'm going to add one more question, a different type of question. So I just click new question, and instead of multiple choice, I'm going to do multiple select, which is my second favorite type of question. So I will do the same question using a multiple select. So I'm going to just say, please select all the states in the US or something like that. Okay, so the same choices: Pennsylvania, Scranton, California, and Ohio. So all the choices are here, and I'm going to select my answer. So please select all the states. So Pennsylvania is a state, Scranton is not, California is a state, Ohio is a state. If you want, you can randomize the answer order so that each student gets the same choices but in different order, and then I click save. Okay, so we have two questions. So you can keep adding questions, and then there you go, you created a quiz. Okay, now I go back to the quiz. Okay, so the quiz, and you can actually edit the quiz. So if you want to add more questions, if you want to change something, change the points, you can go to edit values. If you want to make change a 1 point question to a 2 point question, you can do that. Okay, also what you can do is you can go to restrictions, and I can add a restriction to this quiz. Now let's say it's an ungraded quiz based on some video that you showed in class. Then you ask them, okay, take this quiz, and you can set up a due date for that. Okay, so let's say it's an ungraded quiz, an open book quiz, which the students can take by looking at their book, or maybe even without looking at their book, but you can have a due date which is not taken in class. But for all the classes that are taken in class, I would like to have an available start date and end date. What does this mean? Now, having available start date and end date really means that the quiz is available between a certain date, certain time. Okay, so what does that mean? So let's say I want to make this quiz available from tomorrow, Monday, 4 p.m. to tomorrow, Monday, 5 p.m. Okay, so I want this link to be available from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. only. What does this mean is that any student who comes to class after 5 p.m. cannot take this quiz because it's not available anymore. Do you really want to give 1 hour for this quiz to be available, for the link to be available? Probably not. So you can make it maybe 4 to 4:10 p.m. if you want. Okay. What does that mean? It means that students have to be in your class, online class or even in-person class, between 4 to 4:10 p.m. for them to actually have this quiz available, because after that the link is gone. Okay, any student who comes late to your class will not be able to take this quiz after this 4:10. Okay, again, it really depends on you. Do you want to make this available only in this time frame, or maybe you can make this available even for students who come in late? It really depends on you. So this really means that the link to the quiz is available within certain time, which means that the students can keep taking the quiz once they start the quiz, but the students who start late after 4:10, for them the link is not available. Okay, so this is just a restriction that you can make on the quiz, so that late coming students cannot take this quiz. It's not available for them. Okay, that's one restriction. And the second restriction is, do you want to enforce a time limit for this quiz? Okay, so the recommended time limit is 120 minutes, but let's say I just want to give, okay, let's say there were 10 questions and I just want to give them 10 minutes for this quiz. Okay, so I can give them just 10 minutes for this quiz. Okay, so that's it. It's a 10-minute quiz, and sometimes they give you a grace period, a 5-minute grace period. Okay, now there are 3 choices. Now what happens is, after the grace period, the student can continue working. Okay, and if you want to really be strict, you can choose this, which prevents the student from making any further change after this grace period. Okay, so it's just a 10-minute quiz. They get some grace period, but after that they cannot make any further changes, and that's it. Okay, they have exceeded the time limit and they cannot make any other changes though, so they have to submit the quiz. Okay, so also there is some special access to the quiz, that is with the children, for students with some disability. Okay, now, so this is about the timing. Okay, so this is a nice feature because you can enforce a certain time limit for the students. Okay, this is the third option, where you can allow the students to continue working but automatically score the attempt as 0 after the extended timeline or deadline. Okay, so there are different types, different options. You can just play around with it. Okay, and finally, assessment. Now this is the nicest feature here. What happens is, once you have created a quiz, you can allow the attempt to be graded immediately after completion, which means that they take the quiz and they get the response, their scores, immediately. Okay, and also what you can do is you can link the quiz with a grade sheet. Remember that we created a grade sheet before with quiz 1, quiz 2, and quiz 3. You can actually link this quiz with the grade sheet of quiz 1. What this does is that once they take the quiz, all the grades that they get will go to the quiz 1 grade sheet. Okay, let's say you created another quiz, quiz 2. Now if you link that what happens is the grades that the students get in quiz 2 is linked to the quiz 2 grade sheet. Okay, so automatically everything is graded and automatically it's entered in the grade sheet. Okay, so that's really a nice feature. So since this is quiz 1, I'm going to link the quiz 1 with the quiz 1 grade item. Okay, so that all the scores that the students get will be automatically entered in my grade sheet. Okay, now so you can also auto export all the grades, okay, to the grade sheet. Okay, so everything is automatically done. How many attempts do you want to give the student? So if it's a in-person quiz, or even if it's an online quiz with points, I would just give them 1 attempt, and that's it. You save and close, and the quiz is done. Now please remember, even though the quiz starts on a certain time, it's available on February 22nd from 4 to 4:10. Okay, it's a 10-minute quiz. Obviously, you can give them a 30-minute quiz, 60-minute quiz, 90-minute quiz. You can do whatever you want. But another thing I want to show you is that you have to make this visible. Okay, even though it says it's available from February 22nd from 4 to 4:10, it's a good idea to, before they take the quiz, make sure that you go here and make it visible to viewers. Okay, so that's it. So you have created this quiz and they can take the quiz. And also it has enforced time limit, and also the grades that they get will be automatically entered in the grade sheet. Okay. Also, you can always preview by going here and click preview, and you can preview the quiz. Okay. And one last thing I wanted to show you is you can go to content, and let's say this quiz will be given during week 2. Okay, you can create a module week 2. Let's say you created a module week 2, and you want this quiz to appear in week 2. So what you do is you go to existing activities and you go to quizzes, and remember you created a quiz called the United States that is added here. Okay, so the student can go to the week 2 of the content of the course, and then they can start taking the quiz when it's ready. Okay, now please remember, since it's visible, the students can now actually go and see the quiz. Make sure that after creating the quiz, hide it, and so I'm going to hide it again. Hide from users. Okay, so it's actually hidden now. Okay, so for some reason it's not showing that it's hidden. Anyway, the quiz seems to be hidden, and so make sure you hide it so that once you create the quiz, the students cannot actually view this quiz. Okay, so I know the reason why it's not showing here, because it's actually in the quizzes. So once you go to the quizzes, you can see that the quiz is actually, you can hide it here. Okay, hold on. So let me go to the United States quiz. So let me go to tools, and let me go to quizzes here, and then you should go here and you can actually hide from users, and now it's hidden. Okay, so once you add it to the week 2 here, okay, you cannot hide it from users here. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to actually go to the quiz and then hide it. So right now this quiz is hidden. Okay, so that's how you create a quiz and then add it to the grade sheet and add it to a particular week in your quiz. You can just play around with this. It looks a little complicated, but it's not once you learn how to do this. Okay, all right, thank you very much.